You know what this is about. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've never had this situation before, so please bear in mind this is a first time experience for me. Sit down, grab a snack, something to eat. I know we're all bored, quarantined in here and just trying to make the best use of our time, so let's have a chat because this is like a venting session for me. My name is Cornelia, but you can call me Corny, and this channel is called Cornyco, which basically means Corny community, and here I like to share things involving my life and my life living in Japan and the culture and the things that I learn and my life experiences along the way. Usually I tell dating stories, right? I talk about my dating life because it's absolutely tragic. But this time, like, the person that's pissed me off is not a man. It's not a man this time. It's a freaking female. I hope she can hear me. Let's rewind, okay? Back to the beginning. 3 years ago, entering Japan. Oh my god, everything's new, fresh and exciting. I'm so excited to move into my apartment and start my new life. I get my keys, I meet my landlord. I don't really meet my neighbours. However, in the same week that I moved in, I accidentally left my keys in the door. Somebody decided to ring the bell. I opened the door and it was this cute Japanese girl, fairly younger than me. And she was like, "Excuse me, your keys in the door, you left it in the door." She spoke in English and I was like, oh, I thought that was super duper sweet. So I was like, oh, thank you. And in my mind, the cogs are turning. I'm like, I'm gonna become friends with this Japanese girl. People in neighborhoods here don't really interact, so we're gonna be friends. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna go to the beach, and we're gonna go shopping together. We're gonna like be girl best friends, girl neighbor best friends. I am so ready for this. And then I realized, no, actually I'm the antisocial one and I'm kind of an introvert. Yeah, that never happened. That's the first encounter I ever had with this girl. Lovely, wonderful, perfect, okay. So 3 weeks ago, 2020, a madness is going on. Doing my routine. I'm still at school at this point. I'm still working. I usually go to bed about 10:30, 11 o'clock, normal time. Perfect. First night, and I'm like, at 1 o'clock in the morning. Am I imagining things? Like, what is that sound? Who's doing that? I'm listening around. Like, is it to the right of me? Is it to the left of me? And then I figure out, no, it's upstairs. They're having sex. Do your thing, enjoy yourself. Fair enough, it's a one-off. It's a one-off, right? And that's fine. I don't hear anything for maybe 2 days. Then I hear it again, 2 o'clock in the morning. Next night, peaceful sleep until about 2 o'clock. I hear it again. The bumping's getting louder, more aggressive. And at this point I'm thinking, oh my god, is this gonna be a recurring thing? Like, I cannot sleep. I've got work tomorrow. I work weekdays. This girl must not work. I'm getting annoyed. She must have got a boyfriend because this hasn't happened before. She's never been so like noisy. And I'm not talking about screams. She's a silent one. It's the bed, guys. The bed is moving. So that's what I can hear. So what I do is I get my earplugs. I try and put them in my ears. But the thing is with earplugs, they give me headaches. It's very uncomfortable. And one always pops out anyways. I've got really weird ear holes. I just feel like as a neighbor, it's very inconsiderate for somebody to be making noise. I couldn't get back to sleep. I stayed up. Remember, at this point, my gym is closed because of the virus, so I've got nothing to do. It's not like I can even get up. I was that tired, I just lay in my bed like a freaking zombie. There's me thinking like, I've never dealt with this before. What do I do? Inside, I have this petty feeling. I'm like, I need to get back at this girl because she's not having any consideration for me, so I should do it too. But then I start to sympathise with my neighbours next door to my left and my right, and I'm thinking, well, that's unfair to them. I don't want to be a bitch just because she's being a bitch. The next night when this happens again at 3 o'clock in the freaking morning, I get my broom and I'm banging. They stop for a moment and then they continue, and the guy tries to go harder, louder for a whole minute. He's trying to... This mother... I know she ain't doing the work. And he's doing this on purpose. At this point, I'm venting to you guys on Instagram. Maybe you guys are blessed as deep sleepers and you don't wake up and you sleep through whatever mass destruction is happening in the background, like you are a heavy sleeper. That's great for you. However, I am a very light sleeper. And so when I hear things, especially when it's vibrating through the walls and vibrating through the ceiling, so then this happens about 5 times in a row. All different times, but more or less after 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm there preparing myself. I'm like, if this happens again, because I'm losing sleep, it's the day of my graduation. I'm gonna go support these kids that can't even have a proper graduation. Like, the parents aren't there, their friends aren't there in the other grade years. I'm supposed to be all chipper and have energy. I was that tired and out of it. I couldn't concentrate on the ceremony. It was only an hour and a half long opposed to like 3 hours that it usually is. And I was falling asleep, and I'm trying to reach out to people to get some kind of sympathy, because I'm like, don't people understand that other people need to sleep? Like, sleep is so important and I can't take it without. No one's having it. Everyone thinks it's a joke. A guy was like, oh, why don't you just move? And I'm just like, have you got the money to move right now? Why don't you just move? Why don't you just get up, move your whole life and get a new apartment? It's so easy. Who am I talking to? I need to know some of you got common sense, right? We can laugh and joke, but please let me know some rational responses. You can bust some jokes down there in the comments. It's okay. But at the same time, have some freaking sympathy. I have a neighbour that I tutor. If you guys didn't know that, I tutor English, and once a month we hang out and we speak. And he invited me out to Chinatown. So I don't know if you've seen that vlog, but I was with him during that time in Chinatown. I bring up the topic of my neighbour and how noisy she is. And he said, oh, that's unfortunate. I'm so sorry. But I'll help you speak. I'll talk to the landlord for you and then talk to her. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's actually going to go and speak to him. Okay, all right. Go and speak to her, please. Let her know. It's fine. Nothing happens. Like, I'm getting the sleep that I need. She wasn't doing it at 2 o'clock anymore. She was just doing it at 11 o'clock. At least she changed the time. Even till 12 o'clock I can still bear the noise. So at least she had the courtesy to change the time. For about 3 days this lasted. After the 3 days she goes back to the normal routine, and I'm there pissed like I want to fight. At one point I even slammed my door and I walked up the stairs halfway and I was like, should I go and knock on the door? Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Do I have the balls to do it? And I thought, nah, she ain't ready for this. Okay, no, go back downstairs. Bang again on the ceiling. And I'm already quarantined, so I'm going even more nuts, and it's just like,
doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
The day after that happens and she started this routine of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning once again, I have the lesson, the official lesson with my neighbour. And during that lesson, he asks me, how is your neighbour? And I'm like, she's back at it again. Okay. Right, I'm gonna talk to the landlord again, and then I'm gonna talk to her again. Our lesson's finished. I go back downstairs to my apartment. Then about 10 minutes later, ping pong on my doorbell. I open the door. It's my student. He's like, Corny, can you come upstairs? And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, now I'm gonna have to deal with this bitch. And I'm gonna play all nice and be fake. So we go upstairs and the landlord's there and she's there, and my student, who is also my neighbour, is there too. And I see her, she's slender, she's cute. So I'm just like sizing her up, and I'm just looking at her and I'm like, I was like, konbanwa. Because I was like, this is ridiculous. Is anything ever gonna come of this situation? The landlord turns around and he says, if you hear the noise again, please wake me up. Honey, like really? Are you okay? Is that okay? Are you sure? My landlord's like 80 something. He's so old. So I'm thinking in my mind, oh, I don't really want to wake him up like in the morning. Is he sure? I want him to know that I'm not lying. So I want him to kind of know the evidence. I've actually also tried to record the sounds with my mic near the ceiling, but it doesn't pick it up for some reason. I'm gonna try again. Maybe the sound levels were off or something. And I tried with my phone and I got like a short clip of it. I'll put it in. Maybe you can hear something. And even if I do prove myself, it's like, what can he really do? Because they don't give a shit. She don't give a shit. He don't give a shit. 2 o'clock in the morning? 2 o'clock in the morning? I say this in Japanese, like, are you sure? The girl starts to giggle and he giggles a little bit, and I'm just like, this ain't no joke, people. I don't want to intimidate these people because I know I can be very intimidating when I want to be. It's a shame that I feel like I have to refrain myself from like being angry or showing aggression, because I just feel like it's not on the same level as a Japanese person. Does that make sense? I know it's a stereotype, but I just feel like as a black person, you're more judged to be aggressive. So I'm trying my best to like be civil and not have like a scary face, but that would have been the best time for my scary face. But I'm not a scary person. I don't want to be that person. So I'm fighting it and I'm trying to like smile and listen and stuff like that. This is when I lost it. At some point through this weird conversation, like between the whole four of us, like talking about it, I've said I've banged on the ceiling and stuff like that to like make sure she's quiet. She turns around. This is her, okay.
No, I was sleeping.
This bitch just straight up lied to the cute little landlord. You weren't sleeping, you were well awake, having the time of your life. I was taken back. When she lied, I was like, okay, fair enough. you're not really gonna say the truth, and you're not gonna admit to making that noise because that makes you look bad, and that's embarrassing because we all know why you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We all know why, and you're not gonna admit that to strangers that are around you. Okay, but it was the face smug. That's what she was. She was smug about it. She's lying. Can't you see? She's evil. Evil bitch.
You're like, oh, just let them have fun. Let them have sex. If you're married and you have kids, you won't get much sleep anyways.
This is not my choice to be hearing them have sex. That's their choice. A bad choice, an irresponsible choice, a childish choice. Why do I have to suffer? And I'm losing sleep, and that affects how I perform throughout the day. I'm getting pissed. I've had that experience at uni, but I understood because I was younger. I was doing it too. So it's like, okay, we're all in this mutual space. We understand what it is. This is not university. She's definitely from university because she ain't going to work in the mornings, getting up at 11 o'clock, trundling along freaking blissfully. If you don't suffer with the same things I suffer, there's this guy that likes me, right? And he was trying to, like, he wasn't really being sympathetic when we were talking. And he goes, why don't you go to the doctors and get some pills? Do you know what I did? I didn't speak to him for 3 days. I was livid. Go to the doctors and get some pills for somebody else's inconsiderate noises. I should drug myself up. I know you said, like, if you can't change people, change yourself, but I refuse to take drugs. I've never had to take drugs to fall asleep, and nor should I, and it's just something I don't want to do. Yeah, so nothing was really being resolved, so I was like, okay, I'll speak to you, I'll wake you up. I'm not gonna wake him up. I feel sorry for the old man. What can he really do? That's the update on my neighbours from hell. Please give this video a like. Have you had an experience with a neighbour from hell? Comment down below, what should I do? I've already asked some petty advice. I want some more. Cheer me up. Let me know, what have you done? How have you handled this situation if you've been through it before? If you haven't, what would you do? Let me know. Follow me on my Instagram, subscribe and join. And I also have a TikTok account. So far I've posted like about 4 or 5 videos of like food. You know I love food, so, but I might do some dancing. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, fight up, gambate, peace and love. Mwah, bye.